There's a moment when everything shifts. Not gradually, but instantly, like stepping through an invisible doorway you never knew existed. Today, you're going to discover why certain ancient symbols make your heart race, why you feel drawn to forgotten temples, and why your soul recognizes truths your mind has never learned. Because what I'm about to share isn't just knowledge, it's a remembering. Deep within the sacred halls of ancient Egypt, there existed a practice so profound that it was reserved only for those ready to see beyond the veil of ordinary existence. They called it the sacred mirror, not an object you could hold, but a state of being where the soul recognizes itself in everything around it. And today, for the first time in centuries, this practice is being revealed to those whose hearts are calling them home. You see, there's something stirring in humanity right now. A collective awakening that's happening not through books or teachers, but through direct recognition. People everywhere are experiencing moments of profound knowing, standing in their kitchen and suddenly understanding the interconnectedness of all life, or looking at the stars and feeling their true cosmic nature. These aren't accidents. They're activations. The ancient mystery schools understood something we've forgotten. Consciousness isn't produced by the brain, it's channeled through it. Your awareness exists beyond the boundaries of your physical form, and when you learn to expand beyond those limitations, reality itself begins to respond differently. This is why certain places feel sacred before you know their history, why certain people feel like old souls you've always known, and why certain symbols unlock something wordless within you. Let me take you back to a time when this wisdom flowed freely through human consciousness. In the temples of Karnak, initiates would undergo a process called the Great Remembering. They wouldn't learn new information, they would remember what they had always known. Through sacred geometry, sound frequencies, and deep meditation, they would access what the Egyptians called the Akashic field, the living library of all consciousness where every thought, every emotion, every experience throughout time is preserved. But here's what most people don't understand, this field isn't something distant or mystical. It's as close as your next breath. Every time you have a gut feeling that proves correct, every time you think of someone just before they call, every time you walk into a room and immediately sense the energy, you're accessing this field. The ancients simply knew how to do it consciously. The sacred mirror practice begins with a simple but profound realization: everything you see in the external world is a reflection of something within your own consciousness. The angry person in traffic mirrors your own unresolved frustrations. The beautiful sunset reflects the creative force that flows through you. The child's laughter echoes the joy that is your natural state. Once you begin to see these connections, the world stops being something that happens to you and becomes something you're actively creating. This isn't positive thinking or manifestation techniques. This is recognition of how consciousness actually works. When you truly understand that the observer and the observed are one, that the perceiver and the perceived arise from the same source, everything changes. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become a conscious participant in the dance of existence. The ancient Egyptians encoded this wisdom in their art, their architecture, their very way of life. The pyramids weren't just tombs, they were consciousness-amplifying devices, designed to help initiates remember their divine nature. The hieroglyphs weren't just writing, they were vibrational keys that could unlock dormant aspects of awareness. Even their daily rituals were designed to keep them connected to this deeper reality. But you don't need to travel to Egypt or study ancient texts to access this wisdom. It's written in the language of your own experience. Every synchronicity is a message. Every moment of profound peace is a doorway. Every flash of insight is your higher self speaking to you directly. The sacred mirror practice involves 3 simple but transformative steps. First, you learn to witness your thoughts without being consumed by them. Most people live inside their mental chatter, believing every thought, reacting to every emotion. But when you step back and observe the mind from a place of stillness, you realize that you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness that perceives them. Second, you begin to see the connections between your inner state and your outer experiences. When you're in fear, you attract fearful situations. When you're in love, you see love everywhere. When you're in peace, peaceful experiences flow naturally into your life. This isn't magic, it's how consciousness works. The inner creates the outer, always. Third, you start to consciously choose your vibrational state. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to respond from your center. Instead of being pushed around by circumstances, you anchor yourself in the knowing that you are the creator of your experience. This is true empowerment, not power over others, but power over your own consciousness. As you practice this way of being, something miraculous begins to happen. The boundaries between self and others start to dissolve. You begin to feel the interconnectedness that mystics have spoken of for millennia. You realize that every being is a facet of the same infinite diamond, each reflecting the light of consciousness in their own unique way. This is why compassion arises naturally in awakened consciousness. When you truly see that the homeless person on the street is another version of yourself having a different experience, when you recognize that the CEO and the janitor are both expressions of the same divine essence, judgment dissolves and love remains. The ancient Egyptians had a phrase, as above, so below, as within, so without. They understood that the macrocosm and microcosm are mirror images of each other. The same patterns that govern the movement of galaxies also govern the movement of electrons around atoms. The same intelligence that beats your heart also moves the planets in their orbits. You are not separate from the universe, you are the universe experiencing itself subjectively. When this truth moves from concept to lived experience, everything transforms. Work becomes service. Relationships become opportunities for growth. Challenges become invitations to expand. Death becomes a transition, not an ending. You begin to live from the eternal rather than the temporary, from the infinite rather than the limited. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this awakening is how natural it feels. There's no struggle, no forcing, no trying to become something you're not. There's only a gentle relaxing into what you've always been. Like a flower opening to the sun, consciousness naturally expands when given the right conditions. Those conditions are simple: presence, openness, and trust. Presence to what is happening right now, without the constant commentary of the mind. Openness to possibilities beyond what you've previously imagined. And trust in the intelligence that beats your heart, grows your hair, and heals your wounds, the same intelligence that's orchestrating this entire cosmic dance. The sacred mirror isn't just an ancient practice, it's a way of life. It's seeing the divine in the mundane, the eternal in the temporary, the infinite in the finite. It's recognizing that every moment is sacred, every encounter is meaningful, and every experience is perfectly designed to support your awakening. As you continue on this journey of remembering, know that you're not alone. Across the planet, souls are awakening to their true nature. The veil between dimensions is thinning, and what was once hidden is being revealed. You are part of a global awakening that's been prophesied for millennia. The question isn't whether you're ready for this transformation, your presence here proves that you are. The question is, will you trust what you already know deep in your heart? Will you allow yourself to remember the magnificent being that you truly are? The sacred mirror awaits your gaze. And when you finally look into it, you'll see not just your face, but the face of the infinite looking back at you with infinite love. If this journey of remembering touched something deep within your soul, if you felt that familiar stirring of recognition, then this message was meant for you. Share this awakening with others who are ready to remember, hit that share button and plant seeds of consciousness in hearts that are prepared to bloom. And if you're ready to continue this sacred journey together, to dive deeper into the mysteries that make your soul sing, then subscribe and join our growing family of awakened souls. Your like tells me that these ancient whispers are finding their way home, and it helps this message reach others who are searching for the same truths you found here today. The mirror reflects not just for you, but through you to all those whose time has come to see.